All right, Ryan. We're getting closer to the holidays. Of course, a very romantic time of the year where you may take a female friend of yours to see a Broadway show, to see a theater, whatever it may be. And if you could ship any two characters,
Does she
meaning
know this podcast exists?
I'm not sure maybe she's about to. Maybe we're gonna get so big time, then she'll be like, "Whoa, he's talking about me." We'll see. Uh, if you could, if you could put any two characters in a relationship from a different movie, different show universes, so not in the same universe, any two characters in all of media. Oh, sorry, Mace. Any two characters in all of media together in a relationship, who would you choose?
Okay. So, in full disclosure, I we did know this question beforehand because I we both knew we had to think about this answer, but Noah doesn't know my answer, and I don't know Noah's answer. So I'm gonna walk you through kind of my thought process, right? So it's funny enough, the first thing that I was thinking about was like I want to do characters that are not like comic booky characters and stuff. I was trying to think of something out there, and I was trying to think of like characters that are like super super passionate about something. So I thought about, have you seen Whiplash?
Yes.
Yeah. So at first I thought about Andrew, Miles Teller's character from Whiplash, and I was like, okay, now who's a female who has like that same sort of like drive and like passion? And I went to like Anya Taylor Joy and Queen's Gambit was what I was thinking of. But then I was like, it must have had that connection in my brain because of this, because there was this movie that released earlier this year called The Gorge, and it's basically about Miles Teller and Anya Taylor Joy, and they are both guarding like these like watchtowers on the other end of like a gorge, like a big gorge, and they can only communicate like through like a telescope across the way or like binoculars. And there's a scene in a montage of their bonding where Miles Teller starts character starts playing the drums for her from across the way, and then she pans across the way. Or sorry, the next shot is them playing chess from across the way. So it must have subconsciously went there. So I thought that was a funny story to bring up. But here's who I chose. Complete 180 from that. I think that I want to see Gru from Despicable Me. You know Gru
Yes.
with Edna. Edna from
Whoa, whoa, wait, that's good. That's good. Wait, but here, okay, let's play it out.
yeah. Let's
I
play
feel
out
like I feel like she'd wear the pants. I feel like she's Edna mode. No capes, no capes. She takes command, and Gru would be okay with that.
for sure. For sure.
Okay.
Gru is a simp.
No, you're right because of the daughters. Yeah, it becomes softer. You're right. You're right. Okay, so it'd be Gru after the character development. Okay,
Not only that, but you'd have the coolest superhero, supervillain costume
it's
for when he
true. Yeah.
steals the moon.
Wait, you're right. That's good. That's really good. I like that a lot, actually. I
Uh
like that a lot.
huh.
That's good. That might be better than mine. I think that. Yeah.
Really proud of it. Yeah. What's your answer?
You should be. That's pretty spectacular. So my answer is Ron Swanson from Parks and Rec. Ron Swanson, and Lucille Bluth from Arrested Development. So I'm not sure how familiar you are with both shows, but Ron is very, very tough, very, very conservative. Even though he works in the government, he hates government and he's extremely conservative. But when it comes to women, he gets like a borderline abused by them. Like he's tough in every single department except for when it comes to women, and then he shrivels up and he goes back to them for a second time and a third time, and it's a whole thing. It's a weird thing where his mom was named Tammy, and then his both his girlfriends are named Tammy, and it's clearly extremely toxic. So I was thinking, who would be very very toxic with Ron Swanson, and I thought Lucille Bluth. She would keep him in line. She's very strict and she's very full of herself and she's not that much of a family person realistically, even though the show's about family. That's why her character's great. And yeah, I think they would go very well together. It would be extremely toxic, but they would both be attracted to each other, I think.
I wish I could give you a better answer, but I do know who Ron Swanson is, of course, and I've seen episodes of Parks and Rec, but I've not seen Arrested Development at all. So I'm not
Fantastic.
super familiar with either of the characters. Who plays Lucille? You know, I wonder if I'd recognize her
I'll know in a sec.
because if I knew the uh, Lucille.
I got her.
Did.
Jessica Walter. She's phenomenal. She's so good on the role. And she passed away
Yeah,
either earlier this year or a year ago.
yeah, I know her. I think that might be. Yeah,
Have you seen Archer?
no, haven't seen Archer.
Oh, okay. So she's the mom in Archer.
Well,
That's
your reasoning sounds great. Also sounds like Gru and Ron Swanson are going to have to talk about their relationship issues and how they're being pushed around by their
Yeah,
girl.
but I think your relationship works better than mine.
Probably, probably.
Because he doesn't look. He's getting pushed around, but he's getting the suits. I totally agree with your reasoning.
Thanks, 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 thanks.
All right. In addition to relationships, friendships are also important. What's your we get same exact question, but this time friendships from different universes.
Yeah. So kind of how I went about this one was I opened up my letterbox and just looked through my top 50 of all time, and I don't know, something drew me to Oppenheimer. I was looking at Oppenheimer for a little bit, and I was like, I'm gonna see who Robert Oppenheimer would be in a good relationship with, and this is who I chose. I chose Jalen Urso from Rogue One. He's the creator of the Death Star. Oppenheimer created the nuclear bomb. The two of them could have really in-depth conversations about how they created these crazy weapons of mass destruction, and they can really, be there for one another. Not many people can relate to that type of death that they committed. So that's my answer.
Am I allowed to be harsh? Am
Yeah,
I allowed to be harsh?
sure.
Because I did highly compliment your last one.
Please.
I don't know if Galen would be on board at all with Project Manhattan. His whole thing was that he was kind of forced to do what he did.
Yeah.
So but also there was remorse felt by Oppenheimer. That was the whole point of the second half of the movie. No, I see it. I see it, and I also don't. I don't know.
I tried to go for something a little, there's
No,
obviously
I know.
funny answers, and I'll
None of this is actually serious. I know.
dude, you're right though. You're right though. Like he definitely is probably a better person than Rob. Actually, I don't know if Oppenheimer's a bad person, but he definitely has way more remorse and regret. Um, Maybe I don't know.
Yeah, he was forced. I mean, he was forced to do it,
I
and then
think
yeah, I don't know. He was forced to do it, and then he told them about the Death Star, and the reason why they were able to do what they did was because of him. And then Oppenheimer just said he felt guilt. I know there was more. There was more to his character. I understand that, but he felt guilt about what he did, and it's not like he was forced to.
that's some trauma in that friendship, though. They'd really,
There's a lot. No, you're right. There would be the therapy sessions would be off the charts. I agree with that.
yeah, they've indirectly killed so many people,
Like a lot of people.
like very similarly too. So
Yeah. I mean, if you want to flip my argument on its head, Galen is indirectly responsible for way more deaths.
yeah, planets,
Like, yeah,
literal planets.
yeah. So I don't know. Maybe I'm totally wrong. Maybe it's the opposite.
Go through your answer.
All right. Okay. So my answer before let me take you on a journey here.
I'm
For
ready.
some reason, I did the same thing where I looked at my movie list. For some reason, I wanted to try to find. Have you seen The Departed?
I'm halfway through The Departed. We started
Okay.
about a week ago, and I just haven't got a chance to finish it.
Okay, perfect. So you know Costello. You know Jack Nicholson's character, Frank Costello. For
Yeah.
some reason, I thought of him, and I was trying to find a character who'd be friends with him, another tough guy, basically. So along the lines of you were thinking of like another person who's very, very similar. And I feel like I kept trying, and I couldn't really think of anybody who would get along with Costello for some reason. So I just settled. I don't know about settled, but I pivoted and I came up with Grogu and Jack Jack.
That's so good, Noah. You don't even need to give that preamble.
I'm glad you like it.
That's
Now wouldn't that be Grogu and Jack Jack? Yeah, they're both cute, but Grogu has the Force powers and Jack Jack has the other powers, and they both be experimenting.
I like it. What about that as a family? You got Gru, Edna, and the kids, Grogu. Jack.
Grogu and Jack Jack.
Could be it.
Look at us, both Incredibles. I happen to wear this shirt. I didn't know we were gonna have the Incredibles talk.
Stand up. It's tough to see it over
Stand up.
your mic. Let's see it. There you go. You
We
are
did
you
some
are
costume thing,
Noah.
huh?
You are incredible.
I appreciate that, Ryan. I think you're pretty incredible too.